you know, if you keep hunting for things, you'll find things that some other people might like that you might not like. I mean, like I don't like certain things and with anime stuff. I don't even. I mean, I'm not into Naruto. I'm not into Pokemon or One Piece. I've watched about 12, 24 episodes of One Piece. It doesn't do it for me. But because I'm more into fantasy and sci-fi, you know, that sort of thing, my brain's wired a different way. But I can appreciate anybody who likes Yu-Gi-Oh! And One Piece, and so I will make sure that's available. I'm not one of those guys who say, well, just because I don't like it, I'm not going to have it. Those days don't even exist anymore for me. You know, it's just like whatever anybody likes, we will try to get to be there, because I think anybody.
The hard thing with collecting is like you're tempted anything that fits in the niche. You're like, yeah,
yeah, you know, Mr. Burns, when it used to be cool. You know,
and
now it's like
it is cool.
I mean, it is cool, but I mean, like The Simpsons has gone like somewhere down the drain with their.
It's still out there.
You know, finding really cool stuff like you know the X-Files cup.
It's neat, but I mean, I have to be honest. I don't really get the cup collecting scene.
Yeah, I've just started, so I'm going to be partying with
stop while you can.
Yeah, I'm going to say I'm going to grab a couple and say these are the ones I'm going to keep.
Once you fill your cup cupboard, you should stop.
Yeah,
before it's too late.
I'm actually going to be partying with some of them, and you know,
have you been drinking coffee from them?
Oh no! I have my own. I have my own ones there, like you know, Wasp and Ant-Man. I think there is Doctor Strange. There's a couple that they stay in that cupboard and they get used. The other ones they just come up and stay there. So you know, you got stuff like this. You know, that we'll be bringing and putting out there. There's some little unique little things, you know, that you can find here and there and stuff. But at the end of the day, I mean, you know, there is something for someone that's going to be coming. I mean,
well, Tama often like really brings it like a 50-cent or $1 tray of like little random things like that, where they're niche, but they're not really. You just pick them up because they're Ninja Turtles or a Pokemon. Yeah, someone will like it maybe.
Like about something like about 50 cents each, or 3 for 2.
Yeah, and that's good for kids who just want the memento. Yeah.
I like this one. This is my own. This is the sister of Demon Slayer.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, I think I've seen that.
Cool, yeah, it's such a cool figure.
It is pretty cool.
It's got my own private collection, because I like this. One of the things I think a lot of people don't understand about storytelling and a good story is a relationship between characters, and how how they behave towards each other. And a lot of times now they try and deconstruct what it means to be a family and all this crap. I'm like, what does it mean to be a family? You know, and I think that's what what really grabbed a lot of people about Demon Slayer, and what got it for me was the sister and brother thing, right? It's the brother, and you see this from issue 1, the first 5 minutes. You know, you see, you'll find out what happens in it. If I'm just going to say spoilers, right? So in Demon Slayer, right? So in about 3 minutes, I'll stop spoiling it. So if you haven't seen Demon Slayer, it's worth saying. So here's the spoiler: all his family gets killed. His sister is slowly becoming a demon, right? Now, her teeth, thing is that demons basically eat people. So he doesn't want her to die. The Slayers are going to kill her, right? So he puts a bamboo on her, puts in a box, and carries her around. And this is the uniqueness, and the amazing story is just around the two of them. Because of that, all he's trying to do is save his sister. That's all that matters to him. He's not trying to be a hero. He's not trying to be anything. He's just trying to save his sister. That's his whole thing. And through it all the story that happens, he comes to get stronger, because how is he going to save his sister if he's just a young little kid? with nothing, right? So he gets stronger and stronger, and so on. But the key thing is his whole aim is to save his sister, turn his sister back into a human, because that's what he's got left. And I think that's the thing that what resonates with young kids, because of their siblings and all that, and tells you the importance of your siblings, what happens if your family's gone, what happens if your siblings are gone, all the other siblings are gone, all you got is left is one little sister. And it could have been a brother, you know, but the reason they make it a sister is because we're more emotionally tied to females as a viewer, as a reader, than we would be tied to a brother-brother relationship, right?
We think that's strategic.
Yeah, it's very strategic in how they tell stories, and I think that's what people don't get. And then you look at, I mean, people do get who read it. Those people who don't get it, who say, "Oh, why has she got the thing there?" It's like that whole thing is there because of the whole plot of the fact that he's trying to think. She's not trying to belittle her. He's not trying to do anything to her or subdue her or anything. He's just trying to save her, or else if she steps out, she'll be killed by the other demon slayers, who are basically wanting to kill her anyway. And the other thing on there is the 10 Commandments. You've seen the 10 Commandments, right?
Nope.
Is it 10 Commandments?
What's it on?
It's oh gosh, I think it's. I always keep saying it. I don't think it's the 10 Commandments, but I always think it is the 10 Commandments. Oh, that's the bad guys. The 10 Commandments are the bad guys. The sin. This. Oh gosh, there's about the 10 bad guys, which are called the 10 Commandments, and then the evil guys are the good guys. And basically, it's about the.
Is this on Netflix or what's it on?
It is on Netflix.
I started watching that Philippines manga, the Trece.
Trece?
And she's like, there's some kind of deal with the demon signs, and then they're breaking it all of a sudden. She's like a elite demon hunter. I started watching that. That was all right.
Is it made in Philippines or is it translated?
Yeah. Well, it's set in the Philippines, which is interesting. I mean, it looks like your average nighttime city.
I wonder what they call them manga, or what they call their comics, because I know. So you got manhwa is Korean, manhua HUA is Chinese, and manga, of course, is Japanese. I wonder what they call their comics. Yeah. So, but the latest manga that I'm reading right now is Revolt of Ragnarok, or Record of Ragnarok.
Oh, I saw that. Is it good?
It is good. The anime is very. I'm sorry, the manga is very good. I was trying to keep my eyes open last night to watch it. So Record of.
It looked good art-wise, but I wasn't sure. Like the name didn't exactly inspire the most awesome thoughts. But
it's they did do a good job in the anime. The manga is a must-watch. I mean,
nice.
must-read, because it's like I'm so used to reading manga now that I can just read backwards, right to left, I should say.
Oh yeah, I find that hard.
Yeah. Oh, I think after you do about about 1 or 2 volumes, your brain just says, yeah, this is how I read it. Because I'm not reading comics anymore, so I'm reading that way now.
Can you flick back the other way? Like, what happens when you try and read a normal comic now?
I'm sure I'll be able to read. I mean, you're just reading up and down. Really. It won't take that much effort. I think the cool thing is, I think, you've got a colorless. We've always in the West have been worried about color, right? It's got to be colorful in the comics. And here comes manga. It's like 1 or 2 pages is color, so you know what the characters look like, what the costumes, design is like, what the colors they're using, and then they go straight into like black and white. And then
I think you could argue the color, though. I mean, for Western, maybe not so much, as children like bright colors is probably more why comics are brightly, like it's cool having bright colors, but it's probably more so because it's perceived as a child thing rather than anything else.
And the visual element of having color
to be exciting for younger people, like colorful, vibrant. I quite like color stuff. I can read good black and white, but on the whole, I appreciate color more probably.
Yeah, it is harder, but sometimes to distinguish between things. Like I had a really hard problem with one of the action sequences, because he'd done it in a really tight, like it was like very slim panel in between other panels, where Thor goes in, swings at a Lubu from Record of Ragnarok, right? Their fight between the two, and so when he swings, the guy's going back like this. I'm like, what's happening in this scene? Because I couldn't. I mean, in this panel, I couldn't figure out. Now, if it was color, I'll be able to say that's a skin, that's his face there, right there, right there, right? But because
you lost him.
But because there was no color, I couldn't differentiate what was happening. So I had to really look hard, which meant like I was spending like about 30 seconds trying to figure it out, when I could have just went, boom, that's his face, I moved on. And yes, there is that part of it when you don't have color there. But I think the other thing is, of course, there's a speed element to it as well, right? And a simplicity, not simplicity in the sense of like it's not that hard to do. Simplicity in the sense of there's like only one or two people doing it, you know, where you don't have like a colorist coming in, laying the flats, and then doing the 3D shading and so on. But I think the hard sell for a lot of people who are used to reading reading comics, like you said, one way and then having to go backward, that could be a hard transition. And I think some people have mentioned that to me in the past about that, and I was like, it's taken me maybe 5 years from when I was first selling manga to actually reading manga to where I'm okay with reading manga. You know, really going, yeah, I'm into this.
I like having a peek, but it feels backwards. Like I open the book at the front and I'm like, it's the end.
Well, if you're doing it digital, you know, if you're reading it digital, it wouldn't matter.
It'd be the same, yeah. It wouldn't matter.
Yeah. So whereas
it would put itself in the right order.
Yeah.
It's like when you pick up a book, flicking to the last page for me is like bizarre.
Getting the answer.
Unless I wanted to see the glossary or something.
But I mean, you know, I think it's just different cultures, and but now, you know, as we know, it's so is it rampant the right word?
Rampant could be.
Yes, so much of manga is available now in the West, and you could basically, you know, I'd rather order more manga for the library than I would order comics now. But I would, you know, unless I saw something from that was available from Vertigo or something, like I did the other week, picked up a whole bunch of Vertigo graphic novels. I miss old Vertigo. I miss Innocenti from Marvel. I was thinking about that today. And I miss Karen Berger for DC Vertigo, the two greatest female editors in my lifetime. In comics, I should say, in comics. Karen Berger and Innocenti. Innocenti, I think, was with X-Men series, and Karen Berger was all the cool stuff like Swamp Thing, Preacher, Transmetropolitan, Fables. What else? It's just
you can tell you're a writer because I probably off the top of my head I couldn't name an editor other than Stanley.
Oh, I wrote to Karen Berger for Hellraiser. Yeah. That's the other one, Hellraiser, and you know, and I think she might reply back in it somewhere. It's somewhere, that comic book.
Oh, that's nice. I probably don't get appreciated that much.
Yeah, it was. I think it was number 275 or 271. But that's the thing. Like, I mean, they knew what to do with a writer, right? What to get the best out of a writer, how to get that writer story out.